After a gap of more than 10 years, following the Bandai, there is finally a KO version of the MMS-01 Serpent. Hello everyone, welcome to the Model Express channel. Today we're featuring a Serpent model from Qing Zhou Models. It's clearly based on the Serpent from W Gundam, a 1/144 HG scale model, a very niche small-scale mobile suit. This isn't actually a direct copy of the KO Bandai TV series Serpent model. It only uses the Serpent's design and shape. The internal structure was redesigned by the manufacturer. It can be considered an unlicensed third-party product. The Serpent, in general, isn't very popular, and many beginners in model kits don't even recognize it. However, for Wing Gundam fans, it's a particularly frustrating machine. The Serpent is a grunt unit from the Wing Gundam movie Endless Waltz, EW. It can be seen as a mass-produced version of the Heavy Armor Gundam, boasting high stats and significant strength, and appearing frequently in the EW movie. As a grunt unit, its popularity is naturally quite low, since it's not a Gundam. But as I mentioned before, Wing fans, especially EW fans, are very disappointed because there are so few model kits available. Currently, the only available model kits on the market are the 1/101/144 scale models from the Bandai TV series, with no new releases since. All 5 main Wing Gundam characters have new released models, and MG is now producing models from Glory of the Losers. Tallgeese 3 and Wing Gundam both have RG versions, but the Serpent doesn't even have a new HG version. This resulted in the main mobile suit in EW being all show and no substance. Therefore, this model still has a high demand among EW fans. As a collector, I'm very happy that a third-party manufacturer is willing to produce it. Actually, this isn't the first time I've assembled a KO version of the Serpent. The last time was decades ago. After a few words, let's get back to the model itself. The packaging is just a cardboard box, without any markings or serial numbers. The box is slightly larger than Bandai's HG Heavy Armor Gundam. A quick unboxing followed, and the parts seem to be more numerous than those for a typical HG model. The instruction manual isn't very large, it's folded rather than bound, somewhat like a pirated GK manual. The contents also include a crystal decal to enhance the head monitor effect. There are no metal decals for touch-ups, nor are there any decals. Only a few key areas of the outer armor parts use hidden sprue gates. The use of hidden sprue gates is restrained, which is commendable, as it doesn't mindlessly use them on all parts to increase difficulty. Below is a quick overview of all the parts. Speaking of Christmas, most people immediately think of Pokemon 0080, but the second meteor operation in Endless Waltz, also known as the Maria's Rebellion, also takes place around Christmas. If I could get this product around Christmas, it would have special meaning. Unfortunately, customs was closed for the New Year holiday, and I only received it afterward. I spent an hour and a half assembling and playing with the model, which was just enough time for me to watch the Endless Waltz movie again. I'm quite satisfied with the design of this product. The manufacturer hasn't made too many modifications, so it's quite faithful to the original concept. The body proportions might be slightly overly aesthetic, but the overall proportions of the model are not unbalanced and are perfectly acceptable. If it were really modified into a more robust, heavily armed mecha, I feel it would look rather ugly. The model's overall height is around 13.5 centimeters, which looks quite out of place and awkward when placed next to other W Series HG products. The panel lines on the body don't have many unnecessary lines, representing a high-quality, minimally modified design. The overall assembly feels quite tight. However, there aren't many parts that require extensive tooling for repair. This model is designed to use ABS material like KPS, so some parts are a bit tight when assembled. The overall sharpness and precision of the parts are excellent. All weapon accessories are displayed, and the armament is quite abundant. First, there are 2 sets of Gatling guns, similar to those in the Heavy Armor Gundam, allowing for dual wielding like a Gundam. Next is a rocket launcher, which lacks any articulation and is simply a shell that replicates the appearance, though the details are quite well done. Then there's a beam cannon, again lacking any articulation, as is expected for an HG1/144 scale model. However, the axe is an original weapon from the manufacturer. The original Serpent design didn't include any melee weapons. This addition is reasonable, as the main body should have a melee weapon for self-defense. The axe can be stored in the lower back area, but the cannon and rocket launcher cannot be mounted on the sides of the backpack. The 4 sets of hand shapes consist of a pair of solid clenched fists, a group of open fist shapes, a group of angled gripping hands for holding weapons such as rocket launchers, and a pair of ordinary gripping hands. Let's take a look at the main body. The color separation of this product is quite good, so it feels like there's really no need to use stickers for color matching. The color separation of the parts basically restores the design. This includes the red nozzles on the backpack and the air vents on the shoulders, which are also separate parts. The color separation is quite good. Due to the design of the model, the head's articulation is limited. The angle of tilting up and down is very small, but turning 360 degrees horizontally is completely unimpeded. The shoulders have a very interesting linkage mechanism that pulls the outer armor outward to reveal the internal 8-tube missile launcher, which I absolutely love. The shoulder joint can swing backwards without issue, but forward movement is hindered by the chest armor. The arm can be raised to a full 180 degrees horizontally. The upper arm has a 360-degree horizontal rotation joint without problem, and its sleeve-like structure is quite sturdy. The elbow joint is a single-section movable design, only allowing for about 90 degrees of flexion. The range of elbow flexion is indeed a bit limited, but 90 degrees is sufficient for holding a Gatling gun. The overall articulation of this product is indeed rather average, but I think its selling point is its design rather than articulation. The waist has good forward tilting motion, but no backward tilting design, and it rotates 360 degrees without obstruction. The range of lateral movement is quite good. Disassembling the waist reveals the internal mechanism. The part in the middle of the crotch is a bit slippery and easily falls off. Perhaps it could be glued in place. The backpack uses 2 ball joints, which limits its articulation. The backpack does not have a connector for mounting a rocket launcher. Due to the design of the mobile suit, the leg side kick range is generally around 45 degrees. Also due to this design, there are no front or back skirts, so both front and back kicks can reach 90 degrees. There's a sliding rail at the upper thigh that adds some articulation. The hip joint assembly is relatively tight overall, encompassing both horizontal and lateral thigh rotation. The knee joint uses a 2-stage articulation design, allowing the thigh to rest on the calf, which is quite good. Ankle articulation is rather limited, and foot contact is also average. The details on the soles of the feet are quite good. Okay, to conclude, as a mobile suit that many have longed for, its design is its biggest selling point. Would you choose to buy this HG scale Serpent to assemble your own grunt squad? That's all for today's video. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share. See you in the next video.